I'm not known as your testimony poet. I don't like people knowing my business. Well, I was requested to say a little something. Rahm Emanuel wants to lock me up. He says, because I'm an OG. He said, I'm the reason why these little brothers out here fighting in the streets. Him and McCarthy reading his book in the Crime Commission. Supposedly have pictures of me and my comrades and me. With plans to come and get me if this violence don't cease. But these little brothers out here nowhere near connected to me. Because Larry Hoover would never approve of me drinking scissor or popping E. Nah. And the way they snitched on each other, that should be another clue, because you know Silence and Secrets was our #1 rule. Forgive me for bringing up the difference from the present and the past, but I never saw a picture of Larry with his pants sagging off his ass. I understand the problems and mistakes that was made in the past, but I am aware of the powers that be process of eliminating the permanent middle class. That's right. But hold up, wait. I thought you cut the head off a snake. You claim to have an investigation on Mr. Hoover that go back to '88. You broke up a structure and his communication and placed him in a cell under 23-hour surveillance with no contact with human life in the same place where terrorists from 9/11 dwell. I agree. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. But you just discovered something worse than organized crime. Unorganized crime. So now you want to point the finger at me like I'm the one with the gun, saying the sins of the father shall visit the son. You want the OGs, like this mess I created. OG. Apparently the O stands for overestimated. Well, if you want some original gangsters, you need to go get Richard Daley's ass. You remember his father with the Athletics Club. The Irish gangbangers from Bridgeport, some racist gangbanging thugs. And don't forget to pick up Jesse Jackson ass along the way. Remember, he was a Blackstone when Chief Malik was Jeff Ford back in the day. You remember when Richard Nixon gave them $1 million in donations? Today, investing in criminal enterprise would cause for a federal investigation. Yeah, money was mishandled and misplaced like any political organization. That's the truth. But my black people, my problem is how you let the white man invest in your youth before you. So you want to point the finger at me like I'm the one with the gun, saying sins of the father should visit the son. So you want the OG and come to give me extreme measures. OG. But the O don't stand for the oppressor. See, Minister Malcolm, Malik El-Hashabaz said, if you're not careful, the newspaper have you hating the oppressed and loving the oppressor. So the public, you want them to believe that this is a war against disciples, stones, and lords. These are not gang-banging wars. These are poverty wars. These are recession wars. This is a 23-year-old dilapidating educational system war. This is a war of destroying projects and spreading people all across the city who don't know each other wars. This is the crack baby, first generation crack babies versus the grand crack baby wars. The crack babies. Crack babies. You want to wonder why these kids are so merciless, so senseless, and so ill. Could it be the medicine you pumped them up with as a child because they couldn't sit still? To get a social security check, you had their mother fill out a prescription bill. Was that their license to kill? Is that the reason why this generation is so addicted to drinking, syrup, and popping pills? Can I get a refill? This ain't the Disciple versus the Stones. This is the Prozac versus the Ritalins. This ain't the Gangsters versus the Lords. This is the Zoloft versus the Selections. This ain't the GDs versus the BDs. This is the ADD versus the ADHDs. This is bigger than black on black crime. This is the result of a chemical warfare. Biochemists versus the children of the Kenites. war on drugs, it's a war on prescription drugs, right?
All right.
And with these fake gangster rappers out here promoting all this traffic in their songs, telling these lies. I got a 9-piece, straight 8-ball. Nigga, please ain't been that sweet on the block since Fluky was alive. So don't point your fingers at me, because I'm retired. Plus I get back. Mentoring in groups like Safe Passage and Ceasefire. And what you think? Here come another $1 million. And all the police officers and the seniors upset, saying, how can you get this money to these gangbanging vets when they started this mess? Who do you know going to a high crime community without a gun and out of vest to the chemically stressed, socially oppressed, youth that act like zombies in each other's face? Because they want to be millionaires? Like we ain't got better things to do with our time, my kids at home. You think I can do this because I care? Yeah. While you spend all that time watching the money and the dope, you forgot about the tens of thousands of people every who registered to vote. I had friends who did 10 years, got out, with no life, no money, no home, and no job, but still had a voter's registration card. And when the moment of truth arrived, and the Democratic Party put out the word, behind tons of steel and concrete at the voting booth, Larry Hope's voice is still heard. Yeah, he told us he was going to never get out on the Ghetto Boys album, Resurrection. Because he knew that ghetto boys, the little ghetto boys, was a plot to keep them trapped in the ghetto. And anybody who would lead them and direct them to the white supremacists was threatening. In 1832, Senator Henry Berry said, we have so far cut off all the light that into the slave's mind. And if we keep up with this process, we will have them on the level of the beast of the field. This shit is real. Was he a mastermind ahead of his time? That's questionable if that's what he was intended. But one thing I learned about from Mr. Hoover is not how you start the story, but how you end it.